Welcome to the Eric Avasar Show. Now time to talk about a potential season-changing victory for the Liverpool Reds going into Slovenia, playing Maribor, and winning not 1, not 2, not 3, not even 6-0, 7-0. Liverpool's biggest away win in the club's illustrious history of playing European football. I mean, just a massive win against a minnow opponent, but a massive win because it gives so much needed momentum in what has been such a frustrating and sputtering campaign for the Reds thus far. You know, coming off of that extremely frustrating 0-0 draw against Man U, in which Liverpool dominated. There was no end product, but there was end product for days today. The big three for Liverpool with Sadio Mane out now, Roberto Firmino, Mohamed Salah, and Philippe Coutinho. All three of them scored in the opening 20 minutes. Salah did a great job of capitalizing on Maribor's early defensive error, an errant back pass, leading to Salah slotting a perfect ball that Roberto Firmino finished brilliantly. You know, Philippe Coutinho had a wonderful volley of his own to put Liverpool up 2-0, and it was a romp. It was a goal fest. I mean, Salah finished with 2. You know, Trent Alexander-Arnold had the last word, scoring off a deflection, and it was certainly very pleasant to see Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain getting off the mark and scoring his first Liverpool goal. This is really Liverpool's second biggest European win of all time, to the 2007 8-0 win over Besiktas, for you Reds fans who will recall that game, in which Yossi Benayoun scored a hat-trick. And, you know, the Reds took care of business from start to finish, demolishing, destroying, and humiliating the hosts. I mean, it was just a brilliant thing to see. It's kind of hard to believe that Maribor could lose 7-0 and still have picked up a point. So, hey, no matter what happens, at least they can say they won't go without a result in this Champions League group stage, because that's about as good as they can hope for. Scoring 7 goals for Liverpool can pay huge dividends down the road. You look at the Champions League standings right now. Liverpool, first in the group, not on points, but on goal differential. So today's romp could have positive ramifications moving forward. You know, the guys in the midfield did a great job today. James Milner, coming in for a rested Jordan Henderson, did a wonderful job. Maribor could not track his runs, did a great job of dictating play. The same can be said for Gini Wijnaldum. I mean, oftentimes the unsung hero for Liverpool, easy to get caught up in the glitz and glamour of Coutinho's wonderful play. The same for Mohamed Salah. Those guys are probably, you know, the two man of the match best picks right there. But Wijnaldum, Milner did a great job. I mean, Emre Can did well enough. And, you know, I've slated him left and right on the show, and I'm still not fully convinced, of course, but Alberto Moreno delivered a great performance. Of course, it's easy to deliver a great performance when you win 7-0. Still really frustrated with Jurgen Klopp's decision to keep starting Loris Karius in the Champions League. Interestingly enough, Maribor was more attacking, had more shots and more attempts on target than Manchester United did, and that's a team that lost 7-0. So I think that's pretty damning about the way things went over the weekend. But hey, at any rate, this is about the Reds in the Champions League on top of Group E. Yes, it is the weakest group, but at least Liverpool finally seems to be ready to turn things around. The quality of the attack was never an issue. It was always about finding the end product, and now they are back on track. I mean, the biggest Liverpool win I've had the pleasure of watching live. It was refreshing. There came a point where, as a fan, you just started laughing because of how well things were going. And an absolutely great time to pick up such a wonderful result, because Liverpool are headed in for a huge showdown over the weekend, taking on Tottenham Hotspur away from home. It'll be fascinating to see how they perform against the Spurs, who are coming off a 1-1 draw at the Bernabeu against Real Madrid. So I'm sure the center backs have to prepare for all they can handle with Harry Kane, you know, Joel Matip and Dejan not so challenged today, but should be a fascinating matchup. Huge win for Liverpool, winning 7-0 over Maribor. So thank you so much for tuning in, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel.